Hello, and welcome to the last day. So we have a special one today, revealing your path. And you might have been curious about what this was. In my opinion, for holistic health, next to connection with self, this one is going to be what really brings you in to a deeper state of health. So essentially your path is about discovering what is your highest potential that you could move towards. And sometimes that's helpful to depict that as your ideal self, your higher self, whatever you want to call it. But essentially, when you're thinking about in the future, what is the highest expression of yourself that you would love to move towards? Anchoring that in and going, okay, how would that version of self express? What would they do? What would their truth be? What needs to be true to make that a reality? And as you start to align your actions, your expression with that, you're going to feel on the path to that version. And if you're not someone that likes to visually forecast that sort of thing, the other way of looking at this is, what does your heart feel is your path forward? And that doesn't have to be a mapped out plan. It can literally be a direction, an intention, whatever it may be, a feeling. If you can tap into that, your truth, that you're like, this is the way that I want to go, that can be your path as well. For example, that might be, I feel like I want to walk the path of authenticity, of service to others, of freedom. It doesn't have to necessarily be, a humanitarian cause. It can be whatever you feel is your highest expression and potential that would make you feel fulfilled, whatever your truth is. So that's going to be a completely unique path for each of you. But there's some universal key pointers that indicate you're on your path. It's going to align with your values. It feels deeply authentic to you and gives you this sense of expansion, becoming the version of yourself that you would want to be. And finally, either your heart is calling you and pulling you towards it, or your intuition is telling you and suggesting you go that way. So when you're on your path, synchronicity, alignment, all of these things start to occur, and you really get this positive feedback from life that, yes, this is what I'm meant to be doing. And that's coupled with a sense of well-being and fulfillment that really drives your action and creates a higher state of being for you. When you're off path, life can feel empty, lacking, that meaning isn't so easy to be found. So a few years ago, I felt disillusioned by the whole coaching industry that can charge high ticket prices, and I felt like a number going through their funnel. That led me to think, you know what, I'm going to completely step back from this. I'm just going to do my own thing and not really invest in this fully. So I put my focus onto travel, going to the gym, and it was interesting at one point. I'd gained probably the most muscle that I ever had. I had more money in the bank than I'd ever had. And I felt the most empty that I ever had. I had all of these kind of societal metrics of what would indicate happiness. I was making connections all the time. But really interestingly, there was a level of, it didn't really feel like my highest path. There was a lot of things that I thought were going to make me happy, but really, at the best, it gave like some level of satisfaction, but really there was a deeper emptiness because of that lack of purpose and meaning. And, sometimes it can be great to feel the need for adventure and freedom. But once those things are met, then it just becomes stagnant. And what I've found for me, when I'm creating things that could help others, that's using my own experience, that I'm bringing something together that could benefit the world to perhaps shortcut their journey based on the wisdom resulting from my experience, that gives me a sense of fulfillment that is unparalleled. And you know what's interesting? When I'm on this path of moving towards my highest potential, I find myself not needing to seek external things to make me feel better. Because I like to think about that from if we're on the path to who we want to be, there's an expansiveness that happens within ourselves, and that really leaves us feeling fulfilled. So when you have a separation from who you want to be and who you are being, the greater the degree of that, the more the void within you, and the more that you seek external things to fill that void. For example, when we're in a job that's completely out of alignment with us, and we have that void being created because we're like, what I want from life is this, but what I'm doing is this. We then find ourselves seeking substances or connections or whatever it may be that can alleviate that sense of dissatisfaction within us. So today, I'm going to share a meditation that can help you connect with the deeper part of yourself and reveal what your path might look like. This is going to really require you to dedicate some time. Sit in stillness, connect with your deeper truth, and try and realize what could be your highest potential, your path. And in addition to that, perhaps you can identify what are the things that are holding you back from that path. And they could be as simple as, oh yeah, I want this, but I don't deserve that. That's not a realistic outcome for me. Could be that. It could be that there's actual logistical hurdles that you would have to navigate. And maybe what you have as an optimal path, that's down at a further endpoint. And instead of being like, okay, I can achieve that in a year, maybe that's a 10-year, 20-year plan. And maybe it's about how can I configure my life in the short term to put me on that path, but also get some of that intertwined into where I am now. So I hope this course has been valuable for you. I hope you've got many insights. I'm going to leave you with the meditation to reveal your path. Thank you again for joining me on this journey. I really hope this month has helped nudge you in the right direction for your holistic health.